So this is a different style for me, but I wanted to talk about why Fortnite content creation sucks. And I didn't want to do it in a scripted format. I just wanted to just talk to, like I'm talking to a camera, even though I'm not really talking to a camera. More so just playing the game and talking, because, you know, I don't use face cam. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to straight up talk why I think Fortnite content sucks. And I feel like this is something that is not talked about enough personally. That Fortnite content is just not going down the path it needs to go. We're going in the wrong direction, and I think it needs to be corrected. And will it be corrected? I don't know. But let's start off. Oh, someone else is landing here, a late dropper. Let's start off with talking about the repetitiveness of Fortnite content. Now, you're thinking, like, what do I mean by that? Like, yeah, of course Fortnite content's going to be repetitive. It's a battle royale. I mean, it's not like you can do a whole lot in the game. And, yes, but that's not exactly what I mean. When I'm talking about repetitive content, oh, this guy might be real, actually. Let's see if we can get this guy. I'm pretty rusty. I don't play this game that much anymore, if I'm being real. Even though I am a Fortnite YouTuber. That's kind of funny. Wow, that only does 92 to the car? That's kind of insane. But what I'm trying to say is, let's talk about the big creators. When I'm talking about this, I'm mainly talking about the big creators. Is they repeat a lot of the same content. For example, I snuck into so-and-so's hide and seek. Or I snuck into a pro players tournament. Or, what's another one? Spectating so-and-so or whatever. I don't know. Or guess who the person is. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is we see the same ideas used over and over and over again. And it's just, it sucks. I mean, I want to see some original stuff, you know? And we do get that occasionally, but it's more repetitive stuff than not. Especially depending on who you're watching. Like, for example, let's say Cypher PK. I'd say he's like the face of Fortnite, really. Especially now. He's been for a while. But let's just say him, for example. He does have occasionally some of those more original videos, and I can respect that. I know making original content on this game can be very difficult. I struggle myself with trying to make original content or do different ideas than what I've already done or what I've already seen people done. But sometimes you just need to do what works, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of his videos, I've noticed, especially like the last year, it's the same stuff we've already seen. Like I said, the hide and seek videos, the sneaking into so-and-so's tournament video or going undercover. It's just the same idea over and over and over again. And I just don't get how that's entertaining to people. Like, well, I guess to be fair, if you're a younger kid, you probably don't care. I didn't care when I was younger. But I don't even, sometimes even for a younger kid, I don't get it. Like, it's the same thing. It's just, you're in a different season, I guess. And I think we really need to start trying to bring more original ideas to the table. And I'm not saying I'm the most original YouTuber out there by any means. But I really do try my hardest when I make videos to make it as original as possible. Because I don't want to just make the same stuff over and over again. It's not fun. It's not fun for me creating content. I originally started YouTube as a hobby more, and I mean, it's still more a hobby, but you know, it's a little more than a hobby now. It has a little more meaning to it. But you know, it's just sorry, this kind of video is different to me. I'm like rambling while running around, and I'm not totally used to doing that. And I'm not even fighting anyone right now. I'm just literally running around. But you know, what was I talking about? Repetitive content, yes. We just need more original ideas. And I think a lot of that has to do as well with the lack of smaller content creators in the Fortnite YouTuber space. I feel like we don't see a lot of smaller creators or anyone like on the rise up. There's smaller creators out there. I've noticed some more, but there's not like a bunch on the rise up where they're becoming a big household name on Fortnite YouTube, you know? Like, can you guys, for you guys watching this video, can you seriously think within the last year, maybe 2, of someone who came out of nowhere and like has stuck around as a big name YouTuber? I genuinely can't think of anyone, which is sad. It's very sad because that shouldn't be the case. We should be getting more Fortnite YouTubers that become big and stick around, you know, to change the scene, you know, and keep the competitiveness of Fortnite YouTube, as in like what works and what doesn't, not the same old crap we've been doing, you know. And I feel like we just haven't seen that. We've seen it on a smaller scale. Like, for example, I feel like within the last year, I've noticed that there's been a lot more discussion YouTubers that have been rising up in popularity. For example, Clark Kent, I think is his name. I'll show his thing here. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that while recording this. We have Trickies. And another one I've watched is Jack Big Bus, and there's a few others that I've watched that are, you know, I like their content. I like what they're doing. It's different than the same old crap we've been getting. Oh, we found a bot. Noodle Soup 83 is down. But it's different than what we've been getting. The problem is you know, they're not. You know, they're not rising up to the superstar levels. We're not seeing a lot of the smaller creators that have gained some traction do that. And it sucks, because I want to see more of that. And even myself included, I'd love that. But unfortunately, that's just not the style of content that works on the Fortnite YouTube side of things. What we get is the same repetitive ideas. We get the clickbait. And yeah, let me get into clickbait. Clickbait, as in, here's an example. The other day I saw CypherPK released a video saying Fortnite's new LTM or whatever, and it wasn't actually a Fortnite LTM. It was literally just him advertising his new creative map. And I get that you gotta advertise your map, but I just don't think that's the way to do it. I think there's better ways to do it. And the way he did it, I don't think that's it. Typical Gamer is another one I know that's known to do that, you know, where he'll say, oh, Fortnite's new mode or whatever, but no, it's just your creative map. It's just clickbaiting people, and then I hate to see it, you know, some of the big names of YouTube doing that. I really hate to see it. And another thing I hate to see from a lot of the big Fortnite YouTubers is the Mr. Beastification of their content. And what I mean by that is the over editing. It's just the constant quick transitions, the big text, the loud sound effects. There's just too much of that in Fortnite YouTube. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie that, yeah, I sometimes do that in my content too, especially the more gameplay ones, where I'm doing like more like a meme video. It's what was my last meme video? I'd say I would probably say the last meme video I did where I really leaned into that probably would have been like my season 2 oof video, where I kind of was playing off of Fearless there. So yeah, I clickbaited a little bit there too. Not to be hypocritical. I definitely sometimes do that, but you know, that's just me trying to tap in the algorithm. But no excuse regardless. But what I'm trying to say is there's too much of that. And I want to see more content creators, you know, be more chill. Because I think a lot of what YouTube in general is moving to right now is more authentic content, not the Mr. Beast content, you know, where it's just totally over edited and everything. I think we're just moving to more authentic content. Hence why I am trying this video, where I'm literally just running around and talking. Now, I don't know how well this video will do. I'd like it to do well, but if it doesn't do well, it's fine. I just wanted to talk about this. You know? I want to get my thoughts out there, not reading from a script for once. Because I usually, if I do a discussion video, I'll admit, I usually do script those videos out in a way where it kind of sounds like I'm naturally talking to the camera. But I do script it out. I do that a lot for my ballistic videos. And, you know, it does work. But I wanted to try and be as authentic as possible. This video alone probably won't be edited much. I'll probably add some background music. But that's about it. Like, this video is supposed to be very authentic. I may not even add music. I may just upload this as is. Just to show you, like, I'm being serious. I want it. This is the most authentic experience. And maybe we don't need, you know, this kind of crazy authentic experience from, you know, Fortnite YouTubers. You know, I do like editing. I think there can be funny edits. And I think that's fine. And we need that. But we need to move away from the over-editing and the Mr. Beast style of editing. Because I feel like even himself, he's moved away from that crazy style. Because it's just not fun to watch. It's not. It's like we're robots. That's not cool. We don't want to be robots like that, you know? And another thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the Fortnite content creator community or whatever is how much big creators glaze the game. They just, you don't see them critique the game a lot. And I feel like I said, the most recent case where we've seen someone actually critique the game is, like, as a big creator, was Cypher PK. He finally did make another video, I think a couple weeks ago now, where he actually had an honest discussion. And I genuinely liked that video. You know, it wasn't over-edited, and he was just simply talking. Just saying, like, hey, these are the problems with Fortnite. And the content that is made revolving Fortnite in general. And I agreed with a lot of those points. That a lot of this stuff needs to change. I have no idea what medallion I just got, by the way. I've hardly played this season. I really don't like this season personally, but I was gonna play Reload for the video, but I decided I'll actually play the season for the video, because why not? You know, I thought it'd be a little fun, I guess, until I actually run into some crazy sweat. But, you know, that's a problem for future me here. But yes, a lot of creators glazed the game. And I don't really know if I've done that to that degree that some of them do. I'm sure there's times where I genuinely have glazed the game where it's like, alright, really? Really, Twisted Yeti? Like, why are you glazing the game right now, dude? It's in a terrible spot. And if I have, I'm sorry. But I'm trying to be totally honest. Like, I think a future video within the next few weeks I want to make is simply even talking about... What the heck is... I'm just going to leave him be. Is simply... No, don't shoot me. I left you guys be, bro. I left them be. Is talking about, like, you know, I don't like this season at all, and I want to be honest about it. And, you know, I don't want to sit here and glaze Fortnite like a lot of these big creators. I think someone who's really bad about that, it's a shame, because when I was younger especially, and I think his content was more authentic back then. Not so as much. Not to say all his content's bad as Courage JD. You know, I feel like sometimes he's just over the top when he doesn't need to be. And I understand we're trying to cater to a specific audience, but, you know, I do miss that authenticity, you know, and the lack of glazing where we were constantly just going like, oh my god, Fortnite's so good, when we really should be talking about, you know, hey, this sucks, or like we could do this instead and this would be better. Like, I think someone who's been really good about being truthful in terms of what needs to change in Fortnite is Ninja. As much hate as he does get, I feel like as of lately, he's really gotten more respect within the Fortnite community again, showing, you know, that they're like, people are agreeing that yes, we need more authentic content, not over glazers like Ninja, you know. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm totally rambling on right here. I really am, but I'm trying to just, you know, I'm trying to get my point across as authentically as possible. And like I said, a lot of issues with Fortnite content right now, and I just think it's in a terrible spot. I really do, and it needs to change. So if you guys have stuff you want it to see so it can change for the better, like, let me know in the comments. Like, what do you look for when you go to watch a Fortnite video? What do you look for in a video? Like, are you looking for a funny video that is maybe filled with memes? Because I do like those videos. I think when it comes to those videos, we need more of the style of like C-Day Fearless or Noah's Noah. If you guys watch Noah's Noah, he hasn't made content in a while. He was one of the last like funny meme YouTubers I really like to watch, and he stopped making content a little while ago. I don't know what happened to him, but I feel like we need more of that back, you know. I'd love to see Fearless and C-Day return too. They made awesome content, and I feel like that was the authentic content, you know, that we're missing a good chunk of that now. Oh, I'm gonna deploy up there, and like I said, let me say this about when I was talking about smaller creators earlier, is I think, like I said, we haven't had a lot of like smaller creators like rise up to become like a big face of Fortnite as some of the big, because we've had the same guys for years, like Cypher PK, Nick A30, Purge JD, or whatever. I would say those are probably like the three big faces of Fortnite or something, or some of them, you know. And oh, you know what? I could probably snipe this guy. Let's see if I can snipe this guy. Oh, they're teaming, dude. They are, I think they're teaming down there. Oh, they're teaming down there. They're absolutely teaming. Dude, these guys are teaming. Wow. Literally ran into some teamers. That's kind of crazy. That is absolutely crazy to me. Wow. That's crazy. I ran into teamers. And that guy's almost dead. I think if I'd killed him, I would have won that game. But anyways, to wrap up this video, just to go over the key points, is we need to stop the repetitive content. We need some more original ideas. And I get that's hard, but there's a lot of smaller creators out there that are doing some cool original things. And if you're one of them, feel free to shout your stuff out in the comments. I'd love to check it out myself. We need to stop the clickbait. It sucks. Stop the over-editing and Mr. Beastification. We need to go back to more authentic content. Maybe not as authentic as this video, but, you know, as authentic as we can get. And we need to stop glazing the game. Let's be real. I get we can praise the game when it's good, but in times when it's bad, let's just be real and say this sucks, and hopefully, you know, the community can get something changed. And we need more smaller content creators like myself. Okay, maybe not myself specifically, but I wouldn't mind myself. But we definitely need more smaller content creators rising up, become the bigger faces of Fortnite YouTube, or become a part of it. So make sure you guys are checking out them smaller content creators. Help them grow. I'm sorry for the big ramble, but I wanted to make this video, and hopefully it made sense to you guys. But if you guys enjoyed this video and want more like me just rambling to the camera style videos, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Thank you to our channel members for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.